Hello and welcome back to another Pressy HD video. Today we have episode 16 of our Villarreal career mode. It is Celta Vigo coming up as our next opponents. We've got a very tough run-in towards the end of the season. We've just had Sevilla. We got an excellent result against them. Now we've got Celta Vigo, and Celta Vigo are another side that we will have to go ahead and face to try and beat and try and stop them catching up with us in our Europa League spot. This isn't just a big game to try and, in our bid to get a Champions League spot. It's a big game in our bid to get a Europa League spot, for God's sake, because we could be in trouble of not getting one otherwise. And if it wasn't for Asenjo and the post with the earlier chance, we would be behind in this game. Celta Vigo were dominant. Celta Vigo were very good. They were pressing quite severely well, and it was, in the end, 0-0 at half-time. But up until this chance where Trigueros played in Moy Gomez gets the bit of luck as the ball falls back to his feet. If it wasn't for that chance, Moy Gomez would have, in fact, of course, done pretty much nothing this game. And Villarreal, well, aren't I glad that we got that goal, because yes, it was that bit of luck that maybe we sort of need this season. The first goal from Moy Gomez, not really popped up often this season, but this time he did when it mattered. But if it wasn't for that goal, I can't help thinking that we could possibly be 1-2-0 behind by now. And guess what goes and happens then? Another lucky break after the goalkeeper kicks it upfield. Celta Vigo lose possession of the ball. Bad from them, of course, but not bad for us. Is Diego Costa is the man to go forward and score the goal. The through ball is played. Diego Costa split the defence in half. You can see that he managed to find his way in between the defenders, find the space, and eventually get the goal. And again, Costa goes on a bursting run forward. Very powerful drive from him. And much like his shot, the powerful drive forward was the decisive factor. Celta Vigo were just stunned. I was stunned that we were 3-0 up, but we know what's happened before when we've been 3-0 up, so we want to try and stay in this game. Let's not get complacent. Let's try and keep going. Campbell ensures that as he sees an opportunity to score. The near post was very open, in fact, and awful goalkeeping, to be honest, as well. But the near post was wide open, and it was available for me to slot it into the net with Campbell. So slot it, he really did power drive that shot. Costa has an opportunity to make it 5 as he burst inside, but his shot was saved as it was straight at the keeper, and he had no problems there, the Celta Vigo keeper. A very flattering result, but a result nonetheless that we probably did deserve, because we were the second half talents. First half, Celta Vigo were probably the dominant team, but second half, we were excellent, superb work and play from us. And now you can see that we actually do go into a simulated game. It is against Almeria. People would question why I'm simulating games in a situation where it's so close. I felt pretty confident. Yes, we're away, but I did feel pretty confident that we could do a job this game simulating it and just maybe step one further mark in the league without having to spend too much time, because I am wanting to progress in this career mode quite fast. And Navarro does get a red card in the second minute. Dos Santos and Trigueros add themselves to the score sheet, which is awesome to see. Dos Santos, of course, not quite the goal-scoring threat that his brother was, but certainly proving here that he can pop in with a goal or two when needs be. And as you can see, we do just sort of continue on, and the game does finish 3-1 in the end. Vieto did get the goal, but of course we couldn't quite get the clean sheet. Now we've got a league game against Sevilla. Of course, we played a few cup games in Sevilla in the previous episode, but the league game against Sevilla, which is a massive one, again, a very important fixture. This is massive because they're in a situation where if they get the 3 points, they're only 1 point away from us. But that is what I like, baby. We've been holding out all game. We've been pressurising the team, the Sevilla team. But it is eventually Jonathan Dos Santos who whips out a brilliant shot and gets his second goal in a row during this game. In fact, my recording here has actually lagged. Well, my editing is lagging at the moment, so I'm sort of slightly behind. It is half time now, and I'm just re-establishing that we are 1-0 up. But Sevilla weren't going to let up there. They were a good team, and although we were performing well this game, I felt our passing was a lot sharper. We seemed like we weren't just counter-attacking. Of course, this was a great example of a counter-attack, but we felt like we was keeping a bit more possession, controlling the game a lot better, and Dos Santos was having probably the best game I've played with him all season, the game of his life in fact. Jonathan Dos Santos gets his second goal of the game after a brilliant run forward. Superb solo effort, and yes, maybe it was a pretty easy effort. All he had to do was try and take on maybe one or two players, but it was still a good one at that. And Costa then ran through, ripped apart the defence, and if it wasn't for a good save, Sevilla would be 3-0 down, but Costa still got the goal in and managed to get on the deflection. So, two brilliant games against two Europa League rivals. And this is just what I needed. Because, yeah, maybe we've lost a few easier games this year. The likes of Eibar got the double over us, which was a shame. But at the end of the day, it is the big, big games you want to win. The ones that where the teams are around you, you need to win. You can't afford to lose these games. You can afford now and then to lose games against relegation-threatened clubs who won't be anywhere near you in the league. But sometimes you've just got to buckle up. You've got to think, right, we've got to win these games. And being 3-0 up against Sevilla, well, it was a massive relief, of course. But could we get a fourth? We were pressurising them quite well. We were pushing forward. The high pressure was working because the forward pressure was in fact forcing Sevilla into panicking and rushing, and they eventually only cleared a ball for a corner. As it was ripped in by Bruno, Dos Santos gets it, it's headed back out, Costa's on the edge of the area, Jem Costa, unbelievably, our left back, Jem Costa with a fabulous goal. I really like that from Costa. He looks like he's got grey hair in this image, but, I mean, he hasn't really scored this season, Costa. He's been an okay left back and a decent attacking left back as well, in parts and areas, but that goal was brilliant. Yes, it took a horrible deflection, but it was already on target. The finesse was excellent, the deflection was horrible, and the defending, well, it was woeful. The attempted clearance at the end, they just sort of clipped the ball and managed to just help it go into the back of the net, which was quite comical, actually. Quite comedic, if you like. But the ultimate result was 4-0 against Sevilla, and that will prove out very handy. And now, guess what? We've got a derby against Valencia. Now, if I search for my derby knowledge on the Villarreal-Valencia derby, I'm not too sharp on it. Of course, we lost the last game against Valencia, but this time at the Mestalla, the away team, Villarreal, are looking to put that right. We are fourth, but Real Madrid have a game in hand, and it's going to be very difficult to depend on Real Madrid to lose that game in hand. But not only that, to keep it up. If we are to, in fact, go into fourth place, if Real Madrid lose their game in hand, which they probably will not, then to keep it up would be really difficult. And again, the passing, the movement was a lot better in this game. Guess who gets his goal? Anton Schwedz. Unbelievable stuff here. You cannot write scripts like this. Anton Schwedz, on his debut, haven't given him a chance whatsoever all season. Give him a chance in the big derby because we've got very many tired players. And guess what he produces? A goal. Just found himself in the right place at the right time, collects the ball on the edge of the area, and then eventually turns and hits it with his left foot, manages to sneak into the bottom corner. But unfortunately, it won't stay like that for long. They get a penalty kick. Dorado is the man to give it away, and Dorado and pretty much every centre back in this game ends up being clumsy because penalty kick wise, I mean, that wasn't a penalty. I believe that wasn't a penalty. I think we got the ball there, a very controversial penalty, and it was a very controversial decision in a derby game, which was frustrating because the thing is, we worked so hard, and for all our work to be unravelled in this game within an instant because of a bad penalty decision by the beast himself, Negredo, it was really depressing because we needed that win in this game to try and retain our position in the league. But Valencia, of course, being a rival, you can't expect to win everything, especially at the Mestalla. It's a very difficult fixture. To try and knock Atletico Madrid, Valencia, Real Madrid and Barcelona are out of the top four will be a very difficult job. And this is a bit of a mixed debut, isn't it? Anton Schwedz goes ahead and gets himself a red card. I need to stop doing this. I don't know why I do it all the time. I just sort of dive in for tackles too often, and it really doesn't result well. But now we're really up against it. We've got 20 minutes to go with 10 men. We're going to be very tired, but you can see our passing is a lot sharper. We seem a lot better. Costa's shot, though, was a bit wayward and eventually just falls over the. But the next main thing is that Sheriff gets it on the left-hand side. He plays it back to Jem Costa. Jem Costa into Pina now. Pina, he lets fly. Pina's shot is deflected, and we do get a corner, but nothing comes of it. So, in the end, I did thank you for watching. If you did enjoy, smash that like button. Victor Ruiz, for some reason, was allowed to play in this game. He shouldn't have been. It was against Valencia. But either way, I did thank you for watching. If you did enjoy, smash the like button. And I will see you next time with another Villarreal career mode episode. We are approaching the end. We've got 2 more episodes left. I can't wait.